as ever in opening the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living service. It is so much my joy and my pleasure to say a grand rising to you all, beautiful people. I am Reverend Vicki Jeter, your Senior Minister for Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter. Welcome to a spontaneous hat day. So any of you coming in, it's not too late. You can go and get your hats. This is in honor of our speaker for the day, Reverend Carolyn Harville. And it is our custom to celebrate with special, fancy, and fun hats whenever Reverend Carolyn speaks. So I am also deeply grateful and glad today. We're back returning from our wonderful vacation in Texas this week. The depth of connection with family combined with the joy of coming home to everyone after, and you know how that is. It's good to go and then it's good to come home. As we were rolling in to the Kentuckiana area, you could kind of feel a sort of a decompression. Oh, we're in Louisville now. And it's just such a joy to have that experience coming back home as well. And so this is really heartfelt for us coming into this topic today of higher heights and how the good of spirit is always getting even better. Even we can't, in a moment when things are so good, we can't imagine how could it get better. This is an opportunity to realize through this topic of higher heights that spirit is always expanding to the next higher and best. And so as we move into this whole atmosphere coming into opening prayer, as you may know, we have a custom of setting intention. And so inviting you all to set intentions today is a little special because there's a little bit special energy moving. And so I want to invite you to take that pausing breath, center into your own being, into your own universe, and just imagine with me that coming in with the conscious awareness that we're going to have the opportunity for higher heights, perhaps than we've ever known. One of the foundational steps to that is creating space. And so just imagine, as you set your intention this morning, that you have an opportunity maybe to look into your internal closets, maybe reflect on some forgiveness work you've been doing, whatever it might be, that you're just really ready to gently sweep out and clear the space for what's going to come next with regard to the opportunity. Take a moment, do some breathing, and as you breathe in, imagine that your capacitance is expanding and you're just making room and letting go of everything else. And as we do that, now individually, collectively, let's imagine, much as you're aware, we often do what is called a burning bowl. What I realized this morning is we have the opportunity to create a sacred bonfire. So imagine each of us coming together and invite family and friends inside yourself, invite all the aspects of your own being and your family and friends. And let's imagine with joy coming around in a great big circle around a joyous bonfire that is the cleansing fire of spirit. And each of us would take a turn and bring the things that we are ready to say we're done with, clear it out and let go, and joyously toss them into a bonfire the way you've perhaps had the experience of or seen people do, where just everything that's ready to be transformed into something else just goes into that bonfire, and we're around and holding hands and perhaps singing. And this is our opportunity today collectively. And I'm so, so grateful to be with you today for this experience. And all of this we take into opening prayer in recognition that there is one life, one love, one power, one presence, and that one meets us where we show up. So I know and declare right here and right now, Spirit is ripe for this opportunity. Spirit is in joy and celebrating everything about this day, bringing it forth and fulfilling it as it is already within the law of God, and just waiting for this activation to bring it forth like germinating seeds and watching them blossom forth. And for this opportunity and for the opportunity to share it together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. I release it, I let it be, and so it is. And with that, we do so want to welcome you to Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter, where we welcome all paths to God, all questions, all desires, all wondering, and all challenges. You're welcome here. Your process is welcome here. And we are so, so glad for your presence, whether you're with us here this morning or watching at the perfect divine time virtually on YouTube. Thank you, because you are what we are about. And with that, we come to our opening song, You Are the Light, with Miss Denise Rosier.
You change dust into gardens, pieces into peace, tears into fountains, chains into release. You are doubt into action, vision renewed, perfect creation, unfolding in view. You hold all of heaven inside you. No matter what you go through, and if your dreams burn down to ashes, you rise again. You are the light of God, the power of prayer lifted up. Every breath testifies you are the light. You are the light. You are the light. You hold all of heaven inside you. No matter what you go through, and if your dreams burn down to ashes, rise again. You are the light of God, the power of prayer lifted up. Every breath testifies you are the light. You are the light. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You dust into gardens, pieces into peace.
And this brings us into the mission and vision for Louisville Center for Spiritual Living Teaching Chapter is to teach personal transformation as a virtual community, living the principles of the science of mind and celebrating all paths to God, which manifests our vision of a world that honors and respects all people. Of course, as we know, all of this is only as valuable as we can actually apply it. So we have an application of what we believe each week. And this week, I invite you to say with me our application of what we believe. It is right that we should be successful. Otherwise, spirit is not expressed. The divine cannot lack for anything, and we should not lack for anything that makes life worthwhile here on earth. Ernest Holmes, from The Science of Mind, page 262. And now it is with great pleasure that I turn the service over to our practitioner of the week for reading and meditation, Miss Tammy Evans.
Good morning, everybody. A reading from the June Science of Mind magazine. The Greeks have many words to identify varying expressions of love, from agape, unconditional love, to mania, obsessive love. We oversimplify love to the point where, in many ways, we forget what it actually is, and more importantly, what it can be when we embody and express it authentically and boldly. Love is God. God is love. All that is true of God must be true of love. As Holmes said, whatever is true of God is true of you, which means what is true of love is true of you. When Holmes uses the word lodestone, he refers to naturally occurring magnets. Love attracts. Love attracts forgiveness, compassion, empathy, and wonder. Love attracts joy, comfort, nurturing, and conviction. When loving someone or something is rooted in lack and scarcity, then love repels, opposes, and expressed as jealousy, manipulation, and oppression. Bold love requires us to do the deep introspective work that uncovers our fears and insecurities. Only in doing this work can we truly align with the power of love, the power with which we evolve and create the world we envision. Are you willing to love so powerfully that you release any attachment to old systems and paradigms and expressions of the collective consciousness? Are you willing to love without limits or conditions in such a way that the mere thought of you reminds others that they too are loved, and are the beloved incarnating itself in all that is? Love is as the truth heals. Now, knowing that I am love, that we are love, I invite you to get settled in your chair. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. Close your eyes and allow my words to become yours. As we drop down into meditation, I remember my intentions that I said earlier. There is a sacred knowing that guides us. I embrace the inner listening. This innate knowing that delivers me from and through everything. I elevate my vision upwards, beyond the clouds, beyond the stars, beyond the rainbow to higher heights. I take my spiritual awareness with me as I ascend to these higher heights. Unlimited potential and abundant resources are mine to have. I remove any belief that denies me this right. As my consciousness grows, I take another step up that ladder. I see things more clearly. I hear that inner voice more loudly. And I recognize the flow that comes into my life. I allow meditation and prayer, chanting, or movement to take me to that place of deep awe. I am reminded to forgive myself so that I'm more able to forgive others. I ask myself, what is mine to do? What is mine to do to make this a better place for all? I reach out in holy boldness to do the work that needs to be done to allow myself to grow and deepen while I climb to higher heights. I take sacred bold steps with faith and trust with my community to create a ripple effect of a world that works for all. Namaste. Now, please join us for the special music, Nearer Than the Air by Michael Gott.
I wanted to share with you that I chose this song because it is for me an experience of higher heights. And so I invite you to feel it as well as hear it. Go right ahead.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace, and all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. And it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. Oh, it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy, joy to my soul. And I breathe out my simple prayer, thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
Michael Gott is such a gift. His music, what he writes, the way he sings, the way he presents is just such a beautiful gift. We are so blessed to have him in our world. Today's topic is higher heights. How do we go to higher heights? How do we focus on truth instead of on falsehood? It's very tempting to focus on falsehood because it's calling to us and pushing at us all the time from every angle. But we have the opportunity to choose and to move into the place of higher heights. And how do we do that? The universe is an abundant, vibrant, exciting, supportive place. We all want to experience that fullness and joy, and we can. We are built with full potentiality, yet we experience limitation and lack. So how do we change that? How do we move into the full potentiality and really express our highest and best and let the lesser go? How do we shift? Um, Vernon, let's do the first slide. We are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it, by Ernest Holmes. We are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. Thank you, Vernon. We need to remember that we are surrounded by good, that it is our experience, it is our life, the good in the universe. We acknowledge the truth of who we are. That's where we begin, is to acknowledge who and what we really are. We are spirit in expression. A spirit is nearer than the air because it is us, because it is what we are a part of. Then we accept it in ourselves to do and experience without limit. So we choose to acknowledge it, and then we choose to experience it. Then each day, each hour, we choose to express and receive, and we do the same process again and again and again. It's a matter of knowing the truth, accepting the truth, and choosing to express the truth. We must elevate our vision upward, focusing on truth, releasing falsehood. We know it is not truth when it is limiting. We look for truth, uplifting thought, the supportive, uplifting thought. We remove hidden beliefs that say we don't, we can't, and we aren't. We elevate our vision. One of the things that we can do is go outside and look as far away as we can see, look to the horizon, and really try to focus on that furthest point, that highest point. We look up into the sky, we see the clouds, and we express our joy at that. It is physically good for our eyes. It helps them stay young and stay strong. And it lifts our thoughts. It lifts our understanding. And it lifts our expressions to see further out, to know the more, the exciting, the absolute. And so the first thing I suggest is go outside, have a look, and quit being only focused on what's really close to you. We get hung up on the minutia that is in our lives, and we don't see the overall picture of it. And so the opportunity to do that is with us every moment of every day. So we elevate it by looking up, and then by reminding ourselves of truth and replacing false ideas with good ideas, with falsehood, with things that eliminate the falsehoods in our life. We all have things that we beat ourselves up about. We try to do something and it doesn't work out real well, and we beat ourselves up. But if we can stop that and focus on the truth of our being and focus on what we can accomplish, we can change our lives. We can change our experience of life itself. Remove hidden beliefs that say we don't, we can't, we aren't. They are with us. They started when we were toddlers, and they've been with us ever since. Those hidden beliefs that we can't do, we can't be, we're limited, we're not as good as, all of that. It's with us all the time. One of mine was that men are smarter than women. And so the men in my life, they're always smarter than I am. And I lived with that being a strong influence in my life for at least the first 40 years of my life. And then I began to understand, that's not true. Men are not naturally smarter than we are. And that's just poppycock. And to be able to start to say that and to understand that, and when some man gives an opinion, to look at it and say, do I agree with that opinion? And do I need to agree with that opinion? So those are things that we can change when we become aware that they are limiting us. Then we can choose to put a new thought in there. And my new thought is people are individuals. Some are smart, some are not. And it's up to me to choose for myself and to do what I need to do for myself and to listen and to learn from others. Absolutely, but not to think that others know more than I do. I know what's right for me. If I stop and listen and think about it, I will know what's right for me. Life invites us to live with gusto and verve, a sacred knowing deep within us that always supports and guides us. As we work with spirit, all things are truly possible. So, to live life with gusto and verve and a sacred knowing deep within us that always supports and guides us as we work with spirit and things are truly possible. We talk about spirit is nearer than the air. Um, that spirit is there to support us and guide us, and it is constantly giving us input that will help us. It will respond to us. If we ask for help, it will give us help. If we ask for information, if we ask for a way to know the next best step, it's right there. And as we ask, it shows up in our lives. And so that's how we live with verve and with gusto, is understanding that spirit is closer than the air and it is supportive of us in all ways. We look above appearances and see the good in life. We look and we watch for spirit expressing, and we know that it is expressing, and we look for it. And we take our focus off of the minutia and look higher to accept it and to know it. Replace limiting negative thoughts with thoughts of truth. Um, all things are possible, and the universe is abundant at all times and in all places. The universe is good. The universe is abundant. The universe is for me. We believe the universe is limitless with unlimited sources and supply. The understanding that spirit is for us, the universe is for us. I remember the first time I was told that. It was in a CSL class, the foundational class, and the teacher said, the universe is for you. And it was like being hit in my chest, because it was so, what? The universe is for me? Are you kidding? It is for you. It really shook me up because I was raised in a Baptist background. And in a Baptist background, the universe is looking at you and judging you and very much interested in what you do wrong. And it's looking for you to screw up, and it can send you to hell because you screwed up. That was what I grew up with. That's what I was taught. That's what I understood. And so when that teacher said, the universe is for you, the universe is working for your good, the universe is supporting you and loving you, it really shook me up. It made my faith different. It made my understanding fuller and stronger. Then I became a minister and I taught the class. And I would love it when I came to that part and I would tell people, the universe is for you. And a lot of people would go, what? Are you kidding? The same response that I had. And I love that because to share that truth brings your awareness up to higher heights. We believe the universe is limitless with unlimited sources and supply. That means that there's always enough for whatever we want, for whatever we need, for whatever we desire. We have a part to play. We have to participate in the spiritual circulation and abundance, ensuring we are not harboring beliefs in lack and limitation. When we are in the divine flow with spirit, our life reflects an abundance of our heart's desires. The universe is for you. It is all sources that you need, no matter what the source that you think you need is. And it's there, but you have to know it. You have to participate. You have to expect it. You have to know that it's there and trust it and ask for it and know that it is supporting you all the time. So there's a job for you to do, and we can do it. Even if our circumstances do not reflect prosperity and abundance and opulence, our attitude can still reflect an abundance consciousness. If you've ever taken a prosperity course, um, there's lots of them offered with LCSL, and they're great. And they will tell you this, and they will push it to you to know that you have all the resources that are always there. You can reflect an abundant consciousness, and they teach you ways to do that. I love the thing about find $100 bill, and put it in your pocket. And when you're going along and you're thinking, and you go somewhere and you think, oh, I'd like to have that. I'd really like to have that. But then part of you wants to say, you can't afford it. Oh, no, it's way too expensive. Then you just remind yourself, I have $100 bill in my pocket. If I wanted it, I could buy it, but I don't want to. I'm going to wait for something else, or there's something else I want more. But having the money in your pocket gives you an attitude of abundance. There's lots of tricks. So if abundance is a challenge for you, I recommend you find a class because there's just lots of ways to bring abundance consciousness to you so that you can express it and enjoy it. What are some of the ways we raise our view to higher awakening? Expectation that is possible and desirable. Encourage yourself that is within your ability and spiritual presence. Talk to yourself. Know that you are abundant and that you can express spirit. And when you doubt, when you say, oh, not me, I can't do it, talk to yourself and know that you can and you are able and you are blessed and you are supported. Look up, go outside, and as I said earlier, look at the clouds, focus on them, bring your view, physical and spiritual, to heights above you. Praise your smallest effort. Every one of us has made a commitment that we're going to do this, that, or the other. One of mine was I'm going to meditate 5 minutes a day. Meditation is hard for me. I don't know why, but it just is not as easy as I would like for it to be. So for 6 or 7 or 8 days, 5 minutes a day, I have total meditation. I am doing it. And then one day, I get to the end of the day and realize I didn't do it. And I skipped it. And it would be really tempting to beat myself up and to repeat to myself things I've told myself for years. You just can't ever do anything right. You just get distracted so easily and you don't do your best intentions. Or I can simply say, life happens. And now I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes. So celebrate your smallest accomplishments and they will grow. and grow and grow. Read uplifting material, listen to inspiring music, meditate, pray. All of these things that you've heard so many times, you do because they raise your consciousness. Cast your vision further. Don't cast your vision for next week. Cast it for further. Where do you want to be 6 months from now? What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of habits do you want to have? Focus on them and think about them and look further out. Look further out so that you are pulled by your vision, pulled and supported always by your vision. We are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. All of it. Celebrate it. Smile at it. Know it. One more quote. Communion with the Spirit is one of the greatest privileges of life. By communion, we mean silently entering into divine harmony and beauty until we feel that harmony and beauty in our own souls, in our own minds. Communion with Spirit is one of the greatest privileges of life. To enter into the quietness with Spirit and let it speed us and encourage us. Let's do a prayer. Let's do an affirmation. Let's do a knowing of truth. Spirit, we are so grateful for the opportunity to know you, for the opportunity to celebrate you, to the opportunity to know ourselves and to celebrate ourselves. Spirit, we are grateful for all that you have given us, and we are open to receive it and to express it. We celebrate life. We celebrate our oneness and our expression of that oneness. It is with deep gratitude that we recognize our oneness, that we celebrate our lives, that we know the truth of being. In deep appreciation and joy, we let it be. We know that it is good and very good. And so it is.
Thank you for that wonderful message, Reverend Caroline. So now it's time for the giving of our gifts. As always, we thank you for all the ways that you support Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. The ways to give are in the chat, along with our P.O. Box, which is P.O. Box 43958, Louisville, Kentucky 40253. Now, please say the following affirmation with me. With holy boldness, I conduct my abundance and prosperity to new and dazzling heights.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm just blowing right now. So I'm going to begin the blessing of the offering by saying that myself out loud. I invite you all to say it with me again. With holy boldness, I conduct my abundance and prosperity to new and dazzling heights, knowing that Spirit has received all of these declarations, all of this word, and is just in exuberant joy to fulfill it. I simply say, thank you for what is given, thank you for what is received, and manifest for ourselves and for the entire earthly community. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. I release it, I let it be, and so it is.
And now it's time for our announcements. Next week's speaker is our own Reverend Vicki Jeter, next Sunday, June 30th. And the title is Holy Boldness, Colorful to the Core. Our next workshop is Sunday, July 14th from 12:15 to 2:15. What's law got to do with it? With Reverend Dr. Anthony Suarez. And the suggested love offering is $25.
And I want to chime in here. This is a profoundly special opportunity, and I want to make sure that everyone understands. Reverend Tony will be our speaker that day, and then we'll follow the workshop. And he is very excited to be here, and he has informed me that the talk that day is going to be his take on abundance, which I so much encourage everyone to be a part of. And then the workshop after, I have this book now, and I encourage everyone to get it if you can before the 14th of July. Reverend Tony has been a lawyer for over 40 years. And you see there the flag that he's in front of, he's actually from Puerto Rico. And he has a very strong passion for bringing Puerto Rico more of what they actually hold the space for as American citizens, because they're an American protectorate and they have certain things that they're supposed to do as Americans, but they don't have all the rights of Americans. As far as actually declaring themselves to be American citizens. And so that's the image that you have there, is that flag is, that's the flag of Puerto Rico. And I just wanted to say, with regard to the reason I'm so excited about this book, is because what he has done is taken the structure of how the legislative branch of government filters down to the courts, and how then we come up with all these decisions. We hear, oh, the Supreme Court did this and the Supreme Court did that and all this other stuff. And it's so easy to get lost. But this book breaks it down in such a way that you can then follow the dots. Okay, we started here and we ended up over here, but now I see why. And the book talks about the philosophy of how judges, they have a philosophy that they operate by that is not intended to be about their own personal things, whatever their personal beliefs are. When you become a judge, you know that you have to be coming from higher consciousness. And this is what that workshop is going to be about that day. So if you would like to understand more about what supports the structure that we live for, coming down from the federal government through the legislative to the courts and thusly to us and back again, please plan on attending this workshop and that Sunday, and invite your families. This is something that everyone could benefit by. I'm going to be trying to let the whole world know that this opportunity is here, because everyone I know is having these questions. So please let me know if you need help to find a way to get this information to your people, to your friends and your family. It's what's the law got to do with it. And then the underneath there says understanding religious freedom law. And so with that, I'll come down off my soapbox, but it's just incredible that we have this opportunity. Go ahead.
And LCSL's next in-person gathering at Joan Durbin's Treehouse. Afternoons and evenings the weekend of August 3rd and 4th. And you can email Vicki for details. Her email is vickybjeter@gmail.com. And our unexpected income received by the community is at 2,250, with our goal being 5,000. This is the amount that the community has received themselves. And the next slide is the amount that Louisville Center has been gifted to Louisville Center. And our goal is 500 on that, and we are at almost half at 225.
So thank you, Tammy. About this, I just want to clarify. It's very interesting. I'm really in communion with Spirit about this. Um, some of you may recall that these levels from this round of our unexpected income program happened within the first week. And I have heard from no one since about unexpected income that's been received. And that may be what's happening, you know, but I just want to leverage all of our awareness about the power of tracking unexpected income and practicing exactly what Reverend Carolyn was talking about today, about really being in communion with Spirit and being ready to receive and noticing how the flow of Spirit is moving through your life. So I just wanted to make you all aware that we're having a very interesting experience, and see where we can take it together for the next weeks to a couple months maybe.
And always, please just stay for sharing time after the benediction. And please always remember and never forget that you are
Are
magnificent.
magnificent. Um, just take it. Yeah. Okay. So Verna was asking me a question. We're going to do a little bit of a spontaneous thing here. Reverend Carolyn had chosen for us the original Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and that's going to be our closing song today. Oh, and we might want to unmute Reverend Carolyn because I can see she's having a spontaneous expression.
I missed that in my notes. Oh gosh.
It's all good. Spirit's got this. I'm trusting divine timing. Yeah.
What you doing, buddy?
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh,
floating on the melodic voice of Miss Judy Garland, I invite us to say together the oneness chant, which comes out of the art and science of spiritual mind treatment. We're going to say this 3 times, and I do invite you to say it out loud for yourself, knowing that we're saying it together. There is only one life. Life is spirit. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is spirit. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is spirit. That life is perfect. That life is my life now.